And if I could invite the men up onto the stage now, Greig Laidlaw and Dylan Hartley, Alun Jones and Sergio Parisse, Guilhem Guirado and Rory Best to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Bienvenue. Dylan, let's start with the champions then, start with England, and obviously preparations for you have been very, very different, but I've been reading that you're as fit as ever. Obviously you're raring to go, but how quickly do you think you can settle back into things?
We did this last year, talking about me. I'm here on behalf of the team. The team's preparing well. Couple of days in Portugal, the weather's good. The challenge is we've got to use this week as best as we can to get the preparation right for a huge first game. So yeah, day of recovery today for the guys, and 2 more big days tomorrow. Talking
as a team then, as a squad, because the depth of the English squad is being tested quite a bit at the moment, as happens for all rugby squads, but there certainly have been a number of injuries.
Yeah, I mean, last year, you know, there was a lot of column inches about Mara Itoje, George Cruz, Jack Noel, Anthony Watson. We didn't have these guys, but with that, you know, opportunity comes for others. We see people like Johnny May coming back into the team, Joe Launchbury, Courtney Laws, taking those opportunities, and very much the same now. You know, rugby, week in, week out, injuries happen, and we're in a good place. We've got good depth, we've got a good squad, and competition brings the best out of the team, I think.
Excellent. Well, best of luck, Dylan, to your first opponents. Guilhem Guirado here for France, again, the translation. But Guilhem, last season was not a good Six Nations for France, but again, some decent results in November against New Zealand, against Australia. Not results, performances. So is there more confidence in the French squad that this Six Nations is going to be better?
Forcément, nous avons été assez frustrés et déçus par rapport à l'issue du tournoi des Six Nations de l'année dernière. Parce qu'on avait quand même pourtant bien commencé par 2 victoires courtes mais précieuses contre nos proches italiens et irlandais. Et on est resté vraiment très déçus par rapport à cette victoire, qu'on n'a pas pu gagner cette victoire contre les Anglais. Parce qu'on avait mis beaucoup de cœur pour se racheter un peu de nos défaites contre les autres équipes. Et du coup, on a continué à grandir et à construire notre équipe, et on espère que les matchs qu'on a pu faire contre les 2 meilleures équipes du top 3, que ce soit la Nouvelle-Zélande et l'Australie, nous auront apporté pour bien préparer ce début du tournoi des Nations qui s'annonce très, très difficile chez les Anglais qui sont quand même invaincus depuis l'année 2016, donc très important.
How's your shorthand down there at the front?
It's very good, thank you.
Okay, excellent.
So yes, we were very frustrated last year at the Six Nations. We had a good start with 2 victories against Italy and Ireland, but we were extremely disappointed not to be able to win against England after 2 defeats against the other teams. So we have built our team from that. And we have created a good hope in the autumn with good matches against 2 of the top 3 teams, Australia and New Zealand. And this really helped us prepare very well for this Six Nations, which is going to be a difficult tournament, especially because we start against England, which has been playing very well for the past few years.
Yes, thank you. Well, you answered just about everything in that answer, so that's enough. Ça suffit. Thank you very much indeed, Guilhem. Right, Alun Jones. I mean, you've captained Wales on 5 sort of one-off occasions. You've captained the Lions, but we see you during the anthems and see how much it means to you. It must be a tremendous privilege to be leading your side out in the RBS Six Nations.
Yeah, I've had a fleeting experience, I suppose, in the few caps that I've had. So to be named is pretty special for me, but. Yeah, it's not the passing of a baton. I think it's the evolution of the team, hopefully, and the growth that we can have moving forward.
Does being captain inspire you, and what might your sort of captaining style be? Leading by example, I suppose, is the way that most forwards would lead their side.
Yeah, I think I'm fortunate enough. I think quite a few guys in the team will know my pros and cons. Hopefully there's less cons. But yeah, most of the guys know enough about me, as do the coaching staff. So if I feel I need to change anything, then I'm not doing the right job. So it's very much continuing the same vein for myself.
How is the feeling in the squad at the moment? Because there were some good, some bad in November, and obviously things very, very different this year when Warren Gatland goes off to work in the Lions and Rob Howley's here. But how is the squad feeling leading up to the Six Nations?
Well, I think we're in a pretty decent place. I think it was a positive autumn. We can always do better. Everybody involved in the sport can say that about whatever game, but we've got a sprinkling of new caps as well that's going to put a bit of energy and young blood into the squad. And with regards to the Gats being away, it's something we've experienced before. It's a case of over to you, Rob, and we'll crack on.
Excellent. Your first opponents are Hartley and Sergio Parisse here again. Once more to the Six Nations. I mean, you've done it so many times before, but do you still get the same buzz, the same excitement going into this championship?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited every time to play this tournament. So for me and even for the Italian, it's a huge honor to be part of this competition. So yeah, mentally fresh, physically I hope fresh as well. So really looking forward to start this competition.
And he is obviously sitting there, so it'd be nice. But how's Conor O'Shea settled into things? Oh, there was a great November with that win over South Africa.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we started a new chapter of our history with Conor O'Shea, and obviously the win against South Africa was awesome for the team, but was awesome also for all the Italian players, all the Italian fans and supporters. But we still be a nation. We must to change a few things to be really competitive with continuity. So it's our challenge for this Six Nations, be performing every single match. Results can happen, victories can come, but we want to be by 80 minutes every single match competitive, and we have 5 big nations in front of us, and for us every single match is going to be a huge challenge.
Thank you, Sergio. Greig Laidlaw alongside, and Scotland obviously have, I think there's excitement about Scottish rugby at the moment, but I know you get sick of talking about it, performances and coming so close that it's results that matter. And the first game up against Ireland, Scotland haven't got off to great starts in the Six Nations in recent years.
Yeah, we've not, Andrew, in the past, and it's something clearly we've got to need to change if we've got to progress well in the tournament. I think, look back to November, we played really well against Australia, and we just came up short, and then we probably never played as well against Argentina, but we managed to win. And I think that's where we're trying to certainly take this team, is probably when we're not quite 100%, we can still win games. And I think we're developing players, strength and depth throughout the squad. I think Vern's done that over the last 3 years, and I think we're starting to reap the benefits of that now. If players get injured, the next player to step in behind them gives us just as much.
But there is that buzz. I mean, Glasgow, Edinburgh going well, Glasgow in particular, and there are players in certain positions now that create some excitement, and obviously it's Vern's last time as coach as well. So these are interesting times in Scottish rugby.
Yeah, they are. We're excited about going into the championship. I think the manner in which Glasgow qualified for the Champions Cup was brilliant, and the players that have came in have brought a lot of confidence into the squad, and we're trying to spread that confidence throughout the squad, because we'll need that. Coming up against Rory and the Irish boys first up there, obviously going pretty well themselves with some good wins in November, and clearly we'd like to see Vern off with a great championship, because he's given this team a lot of confidence. I truly believe he's moved it forward, and all the players really respect him. So it's exciting times. So we've just got to work hard and see what happens.
Thank you, Greig, and to Rory. I mean, Greig touched upon it there. Exciting times for Scottish rugby, but Irish rugby is certainly going well. You've got the provinces going well again, and a win over New Zealand and Chicago, and then a win over Australia. So there must be a huge amount of buoyancy in the Irish squad.
Yeah, there is. I think certainly 3 of the 4 provinces are going very well in Europe.
So
yeah, one of them not so much. But I think the big thing for us is that we keep moving forward. We keep trying to build on what we did in November. With a couple of good results, a couple of good performances, but I think the big thing for us is we know that's in the past, and we've seen what the Scottish boys have done, not only in November, but the way the clubs are going in Europe. So for us, we know it's going to be a massive challenge to go to Merrifield. It's a very, very tough place to go and perform and to go and win, and that's really all we're concentrating on. We're trying to keep moving forward and keep improving.
I'll ask you this sort of on behalf of everybody almost, but I mean, how much are you working on the new tackle laws and how sensitive referees are going to be to things, but also in the bonus points as well, because I don't say that changes the way you play, but it certainly might affect your mentality a little bit during games.
Yeah, I think with the tackle, I think certainly as long as I've played, you've never been able to tackle somebody around the head anyway. So, look, it's just it's a new thing. They're putting more emphasis on it. So we'll take a long, hard look at it and make sure that within the laws of the game that we can implement our defence and make sure our defence is as watertight as possible without conceding obviously penalties, but yellow cards and in some cases red cards. So look, we need to make sure that we don't get too carried away with it, but that we make sure that the safety of the game is obviously paramount for everyone. But and I think it's important that word is spread. In terms of the bonus point system, look, first and foremost, you have to prepare to go out and win a game. And you know, it doesn't change how we'll go out to prepare. We go out, we go to try to play rugby, and we go to win games in that scenario. And I think certainly from a captain's point of view, it doesn't really become as big a deal until maybe later in the game, when every year you're always trying to separate the score anyway, and then it becomes about maybe denying a point or trying to get a point. But look, first and foremost, you try to win the game.
Thank you very much indeed to Rory, to all our captains for coming along today for the women's and the men's, to Alun Jones, to Dylan Hartley, Greig, Laidlaw, Rory Best, Sergio Parisse, Guilhem Guirado as well, and the best of luck to all the countries in the Six Nations. But once again, a round of applause for all our captains and coaches for coming along today.